Have you ever walked into your toddler's room at 2 a.m. and found them sitting straight up in bed, eyes half open, mumbling something completely nonsensical? Or maybe you've rushed in because you heard them crying, only to find they're still completely asleep? You stand there confused, wondering if you should wake them up, comfort them, or just let them be. And the next morning, they don't remember a single thing. What if I told you that your toddler crying, talking, or even sitting up in their sleep isn't a sign of nightmares, anxiety, or something being wrong? It's actually their brain doing something completely necessary for their development. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 signs and behaviors that explain what's really happening when your toddler does these strange things at night, and you'll learn exactly when to worry and when to just let them be. Ready? Let's get started. Here's something that will blow your mind. Studies show that up to 50% of toddlers experience some form of sleep talking, crying, or movement during the night. And here's the kicker. Most of it happens during a specific sleep stage where their brain is literally replaying the day's events and building new neural pathways. So when your toddler is crying in their sleep, their brain might actually be processing emotions and learning how to handle stress. Wild, right? Now, let me show you the 7 signs that prove your toddler's nighttime behavior is completely normal, and when it's not. Sign number 1, they're crying, but their eyes are closed. This is one of the most common things parents see, and it's terrifying the first time it happens. Your toddler starts crying, sometimes even screaming, but when you check on them, their eyes are firmly shut, and they don't respond when you call their name. Here's what's actually happening. Your toddler is in deep sleep, specifically in the non-REM stage. During this phase, their brain is processing emotional experiences from the day. Maybe they got frustrated when their toy didn't work, or they felt overwhelmed at the playground. Their brain is literally working through these feelings while they sleep. Think of it like your toddler's brain is doing emotional homework. The crying you hear isn't distress in the moment, it's their brain replaying and filing away emotions so they can better handle them when they're awake. The key sign this is normal: they never fully wake up, and in the morning, they have zero memory of it happening. Sign number 2, they're having full conversations with invisible people. You hear your toddler's voice through the baby monitor at 3 a.m. You listen closely and they're chatting away, talking about dinosaurs, asking for more juice, or even arguing with someone who isn't there. But when you peek in, they're fast asleep. This is called sleep talking, and it's incredibly common in toddlers aged 2 to 4 years old. Here's the fascinating part. During REM sleep, the part of the brain that controls speech can fire randomly, causing your toddler to verbalize whatever their brain is processing. Imagine their brain is like a computer defragmenting files. As it sorts through the day's experiences, conversations they had, things they learned, people they met, sometimes those thoughts leak out as actual words. Your toddler might be reliving story time, replaying a conversation with grandma, or practicing new words they learned. The beautiful part? This sleep talking actually helps with language development. Their brain is consolidating vocabulary and sentence structures while they snooze. Sign number 4, they sit up like a little zombie. This one freaks parents out the most. You walk past their room, glance in, and your toddler is sitting bolt upright in bed, staring straight ahead with glassy eyes. You say their name, nothing. They just sit there like they're in a trance. This is called a partial arousal, and it happens when your toddler is transitioning between sleep cycles. Their body wakes up just enough to move, but their brain is still deeply asleep. It's like their consciousness is stuck between two worlds. Here's what's really wild. Toddlers cycle through sleep stages every 60 to 90 minutes, and during these transitions, the brain can send signals to the body without fully waking up. So your toddler might sit up, look around, maybe even crawl to a different spot in the crib, all while being completely unconscious. This usually lasts anywhere from a few seconds to a couple of minutes, and then they'll either lie back down on their own or need gentle guidance. The next morning, they won't remember any of it. Sign number 5, they're laughing or giggling in their sleep. Now, this one is actually adorable. You hear little giggles coming from the nursery, and when you check the monitor, your toddler is smiling, chuckling, or even full-on laughing, all while sound asleep. Unlike the crying, this happens during REM sleep when toddlers are actively dreaming. And yes, toddlers absolutely dream, even though they can't tell you about it yet. Research shows that babies and toddlers spend almost half of their sleep time in REM sleep, compared to just 20% for adults. During these dreams, they're processing happy memories, maybe playing with their favorite toy, being tickled by dad, or running around at the park. When those joyful experiences replay in their brain, it can trigger actual laughter and smiles, just like it would when they're awake. This is actually a beautiful sign that your toddler is emotionally healthy and processing positive experiences while they sleep. So if you catch your little one giggling at 2 a.m., just know they're having the best dream ever. Sign number 5, they're thrashing around or kicking their legs. You hear banging sounds from the crib, and when you rush in, your toddler is flailing their arms, kicking their legs, or rolling around wildly, but somehow they're still asleep. This is completely normal and happens because toddlers haven't yet developed full muscle control during sleep. Adults have something called REM atonia, a temporary paralysis that keeps us from acting out our dreams. But in toddlers, this system is still maturing, which means their physical movements aren't fully suppressed during sleep. So when your toddler dreams about running, climbing, or playing, their body actually tries to do those movements. They might kick like they're playing soccer, wave their arms like they're reaching for something, or twist and turn like they're exploring a new space. Think of it as their motor skills getting a workout even while they sleep. Their brain is practicing movements, building coordination, and strengthening the connection between thoughts and actions. It's literally physical therapy that happens automatically during rest. As long as they're safe in their crib and not hurting themselves, this thrashing is just their developing brain doing its job. Sign number 6, they call out for you but don't wake up. This one tugs at your heartstrings. You hear your toddler calling mama or dada through the monitor. You rush to their room ready to comfort them, but when you get there, they're completely asleep. You try to respond, but they don't acknowledge you at all. What's happening here is a phenomenon called confusional arousal. Your toddler's brain is partially awake, just enough to produce speech, but not awake enough to be conscious or interactive. They might be dreaming about you, or their brain might be seeking comfort during a sleep transition, so your name comes out automatically. Here's the thing. Toddlers have incredibly strong attachment bonds, and their brains are wired to seek their parents when they feel any sense of uncertainty, even in sleep. When they call for you while sleeping, it's actually evidence of a secure attachment. Their subconscious mind knows you're your safe place. The important thing to know is this. If they're calling for you but not fully waking up, responding too enthusiastically can actually wake them and disrupt their sleep cycle. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just watch and let them settle back down on their out. Sign number 7, it happens at the same time every night. You've probably noticed a pattern. Your toddler does these strange sleep behaviors around the same time every night. Maybe it's always between 10 p.m. and midnight, or consistently around 2 to 3 a.m. This predictability is actually the biggest clue that what you're seeing is completely normal. These behaviors typically happen during specific sleep cycles, usually within the first few hours after falling asleep or during the early morning hours when sleep is lighter. Toddlers have very predictable sleep architecture. They enter deep sleep about 60 to 90 minutes after falling asleep, and that's prime time for sleep talking, crying, or sitting up. Then again, in the early morning hours, during the REM-heavy portion of sleep, you might see more movement and vocalizations. If your toddler's nighttime behaviors happen like clockwork at predictable intervals, it's a clear sign their brain is following a normal, healthy sleep pattern. Their nervous system is regulating properly, and their sleep cycles are maturing exactly as they should. Random, unpredictable behaviors, that's when you might want to dig deeper. But consistent timing, that's just your toddler being wonderfully predictable. Now that you know these 7 signs are completely normal, let's talk about what you should actually do when your toddler cries, talks, or sits up in their sleep. The good news is there are simple ways to handle these moments without disrupting their sleep or making things worse. First, resist the urge to immediately intervene. I know, it's hard, especially when you hear crying, but rushing in and trying to comfort or wake them can actually disrupt their natural sleep cycle and make it harder for them to settle back down. Instead, wait and observe for 30 to 60 seconds. Most of the time, toddlers will self-soothe and return to deeper sleep on their own. Watch through the monitor or stand quietly at the door. If they're not in distress and not in danger, let their brain finish what it's doing. Here's why this works. When you interrupt these sleep behaviors, you're essentially pulling them out of important brain processing. It's like closing a computer program before it finishes saving. You lose all the work. By letting them move through it naturally, you're allowing their brain to complete its emotional and cognitive filing system. Second, make sure their sleep environment is safe. Remove any hard toys from the crib, ensure the mattress is firm and fitted properly, and keep the room at a comfortable temperature. If your toddler tends to sit up or move around a lot, you want to eliminate any risk of injury. Remember, every toddler is different, but learning to recognize normal sleep behaviors can make a huge difference in your own sleep quality and peace of mind. You'll stop panicking every time you hear a noise on the monitor, and you'll feel confident knowing when to step in and when to let their brain do its thing. If you have your own experiences with toddler sleep behaviors, I'd love to hear them. Drop a comment below and share what works for you. Have you caught your little one having full conversations at 3 a.m.? Let me know. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Parenthood Unlocked for more parenting insights that actually make sense. Thanks for watching, and remember, those midnight mumblings and mystery movements, they're just your toddler's brilliant little brain growing stronger every single night.